Alright, I'm here today to give you guys a preview of Guild Wars 2. Co-commentating with me here is my brother Bash. Say hi to everybody, Bash.
Hello, hi, how are you doing, everyone?
Alright, so pretty much today we're just going to have a look at Guild Wars 2, as I promised you guys. Oop, got an incorrect password here. I promised you guys that I'd give you guys an insight, Guild Wars 2, and you know what it's like. First thing we're going to do is we're going to actually just create a character. I've had about an hour on this game. I got to level 2 as a Norn thief. Pretty much it's just, yeah, as you can see, that's her. And as you can see, here's your name, your level, your race, and what class you are, or profession. How much of the map I've completed. As you can see, 0%, as I've just started pretty much, and it tells you where you are. The reason I have such a stupid name is because actually I've tried every single name that I wanted, and all of them were taken, so I have to pretty much make a crappy name. But yeah, so I've had about a run around with her, and Bash here hasn't actually seen the game before, so he's going to be kind of like a newbie, which is good, so because I can explain to him and you guys can understand. So, alright, so first thing we're going to do tonight is we're going to create a character. Alright, Bash, well, we're going to see what kind of race you would like to be. First of all, you got your char. As you can see, you got your race here, your description of the race. Then you have your boring humans, your Norns, your Asura, and your Sylvari.
Let me just say, first of all, that this actual character creation screen looks actually pretty nice. I'm very artistic. Looks very, you know, from the art style, so to speak, rather than your generic character creation. So, with character creation, is there any faction separation, or is it just straight race?
It's pretty much they're all fighting against all, and all. I guess you all get to fight with each other at the same time. There's no actual like bad versus good in this game. I think it's kind of like you pretty much you can be friends and you can kill your friends at the same time. So it's kind of like a all versus all, but and you're all teammates. It's kind of really weird in this aspect. I haven't really delved into it. I used to play Guild Wars 1 back ages ago, and I can't even remember how. I think it was like level 5. I didn't really pay much attention because I was really back to my World of Warcraft back then. But yeah, it pretty much is like all versus all. So pretty much you represent your own race as it looks. So.
And also, then the next question is: are the races limited to which characters they can be, or is every race open to the characters that you want to?
You mean in terms of class? Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
Class.
All races can be any class. They all have the same amount of access into each class.
And this is at the beta stage, so this could change later, or that's going to be.
I think it's pretty much set in stone in terms of that. The only thing the beta will obviously fix is some bugs, more map exploring area, fix the quests. Also, in terms of character creation, you can change your hair more, change the color of your eyes more, but. At the moment, it's pretty much only got a month left, so there's not much they'll change into it. But by the looks of it, I think in terms of class creation, it is pretty much set in stone.
Alrighty, so.
So go ahead and choose what would you like to do. We'll forget about human because they're kind of boring. If you'd like to, I've been Norn and I've enjoyed Norn so far, so that's pretty epic. You also got your char here, which I like more like I think like a wolf, like kind of like Worgens in World of Warcraft. Your Asura, which kind of looks like that weird thing from Star Wars. Forgot what its name is. Then you have your Sylvari, which kind of like wood elves, night elves, you know.
I'll go with the short guy.
The short guy. You want to go Asura?
Why not?
Okay, no worries. We'll still go Asura, and here you can choose between female and male. What would you like to be?
All right. Let's pick male.
All right.
For the big ears. I mean, you can really see them.
Alright, and this is what they call profession in Guild Wars 2, but mostly known as classes. Here you have your 8 classes. You have your elementalists, which are like, as you can see, it says you conjure air, fire, earth, or water to assault their enemies. And it tells you that you wear light armor, and it gives you a brief description of like elementals have harnessed Tyria's natural force. Their power of destruction are drawn from affinity with the 4 elements that make up the world. So that's pretty cool. Here you have your warriors. Tells you warriors are master of martial arts. They wear heavy armor and they can be offensive and defensive at the same time. You have your guardians here, which are like protective and defensive magic. They have a deep sense of loyalty. They wear heavy armor and they can use also a variety of weapons. You have your engineers here, which I think is actually quite a different step up from Guild Wars 1, which I thought was interesting. Maybe not, in some different people's perspective, and they think engineers can be cool. Other people think kind of like not really set with the game, but and they could have brought a different class out. There are a range of different opinions out there, but yeah, as you can see, they're kind of like technological. They're alchemical masterminds. They do turrets, grenade, elixirs, variety of other impressive devices, and all that stuff. And they wear medium armor. You have your rangers here, which I guess are like hunters. They use bow, they keen eye, steady hand, power of nature to slay their targets. They have pets as well, and they tame and train to distract enemies while the rangers strike safely from distance. And they also wear medium armor. Your necromancers, they're pretty cool. They're kind of funny, honestly. These Asuras. Really quite like E.T. Look at them. It's just like
very much with big eyes, flat nose, yeah.
Yeah.
Or no nose should have.
Yeah, well, it looks sweet. Anyways, yeah, the necromancers are like trained in the dark arts, wear light armor, channel blood energy, and they also can summon the undead, which I think is also really cool. You have your thieves, which obviously are like rogues or assassins. They wear medium armor, and they use stealth, and are very deadly in 1-on-1. And last thing but not least, I found this one actually a very, very interesting and I thought really cool class, or profession if you'd like, the Mesmers. So pretty much Mesmers are the maestros of mirage. They weave mental magic that confounds, controls, or evokes emotion in their enemies. With the wave of the hand, they can shatter their own illusions to produce even greater special effects. And they're kind of like this elementalists in a way, but they use mental energy. So I thought this is a very, very interesting class. So
that is very interesting.
What would you like to try though?
Well, the quick question I have here first is the armor is classed as like heavy, light, or medium, but not in terms of quality like leather, cloth.
Oh well, I think I am not 100% sure, but I think when I say light armor, I think they do mean like cloth armor, like World of Warcraft or some of the other games. Yeah, kind of like cloth-like armor. When you mean medium armor, I'm guessing that means leather as well, or kind of hide armor. So pretty much animal skin. Also, with the heavy armor, as you can see from the picture, it looks kind of like a plate armor here. Even the gloves seem about like plate-ish. I think Guardians also the same. Yep, Guardians have a heavy plate, even got cool effects as well on the plate armor. Maybe some chainmail underneath, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I think that's how it is.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna vote for either the Necromancer or Elementalist, only because I figured it might be nice for the viewers to see effects, particles, and that sort of thing, what they can expect to see in the game, as opposed to just a guy wielding a sword.
Yep, exactly. So, well, you got your typical guy who uses the destruction of air, fire, earth, and water, and I've kind of like briefly seen something like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and choose Necromancer as well, just because, he just looks funny as well. Kind of makes me.
There are some really interesting classes. I mean, I'd like to see like what an engineer could do in the battlefield.
Yeah, that would be quite interesting. Okay, so first of all, when you jump in here, you can see like first thing you do is you can zoom in and you can zoom out. You can hide the armor as well, so you can see what they're naked.
No pants.
Got some cool boxers going on. And then you can toggle lighting, so you can just look at the guy himself and not worry about lighting. But I think this is fine. So the first thing we can step into is we can change their height. By the looks of it, you grab this block here. You can make them either generally big or small. I think I'll keep them small because it's kind of cute. Go physique. As I was saying before, you can. I think physique it makes them a bit buffer. But as I was saying before, as you can see, there's only like really 5 here. They might add on some stuff, before the beta finishes.
Yes.
After the beta finishes, maybe before the game launches. I'm gonna go for. I don't want to make him too buff because he's not like a warrior or anything. So he might work out a little bit. So let's not make him that weak. So give him a bit of meat there. And then you got your skin markings, which I think are very interesting because obviously you got it's slightly changing. It's not that much of a change, but and like the shades, I'm sure like. Let's have a look at this one here. See if we can get one that's actually. Yeah, there we go. So if I play around with this, you can see the colors changing, and they're sticking with the gray to black, white scales kind of thing. So I think I'll just go ahead with that one. This one looks pretty ruthless. He kind of looks like he's got braids.
Yeah.
So go head options. Oh, there we go. So you got about 9 head 9 hairstyles. Got that. Pretty cool looking thing, but see the purpose of this is you can't see the markings really with this one here. This one's a bit better. Kind of like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Is that the one?
That
Yeah,
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I think that's the one I was looking for. Yeah, and he looks kind of Asian there, doesn't he?
Yeah. Monk.
There we go. That's kind of like, yeah, that's like a kind of cool hairstyle. Yeah, they're quite interesting hairstyles. I'll go with that. I don't want to go the normal average hairstyle. Let's just go with the corner, the braids, whatever. No, that's kind of cool. It kind of looks like a thug now. And next thing we got here is the faces and skin color. As you can see, it's quite changing, giving a really fun.
Well, that is a lot of change.
Yeah, it's quite different. Also, yeah, I think that with this race, they're really sticking to the one trend of colors. They're going with the other.
Is it different? Was it different with your thief?
Yeah, with my Norn, yeah, she was able to change to like normal skin color, should I say? So it could go from white, caramel, brown, black, yellow.
So there's a variety.
There's a variety, but for I guess with this race here, you can only choose some, you know, different, only particular types of shades. So let's go with this one because it looks kind of alienish. And now we get to change the ear styles. Cool, it kind of looks like a little bat there. Kind of. Whoa, it's got big ears. Whoa, there we go.
Those are huge. There's like Dumbo.
It's quite funny actually. I'm gonna go with these ones here just because kind of reminds me of Batman. It's kind of cool. Alright, and here you guys can have a look here. When you guys get the game, you can just have a little play around with it. You can see you can change the eye colors and stuff, which I like the kind of yellowish kind of.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, it's quite
especially
creepy.
like in the dark, you know, those yellow eyes in the dark.
Yeah, and so you can change the brow placement. It's not. I'm not really a huge fan of this sort of stuff. You guys might be, but I'm just gonna keep.
It's just nice to know it's there, though.
Yeah, exactly. So it's quite cool. You can make quite big eyes, quite squinty, kind of like that. Make him a bit more serious. He's like a necromancer, so you can make the eye size bigger. It's quite cool. You can do your nose and all this sort of stuff. Again, you got your bars here. You can scroll up and down. You can customize your chin,
a lot of customization, isn't
mouth. Yeah, and you got your customize your ear as well. Yeah, it's quite a bit actually.
Do you get to see that sort of detail in the actual game?
Yeah. I guess it depends what your armor you're wearing, all that sort of stuff, and if you really are a person who's like, as an animator and a guy who's got a keen eye like you probably will notice that sort of stuff. But for me, I'm more about the gameplay and the story and the actual like killing. I like PvP. You know, I do like the effects. I do like the effects that make you go ooh ah ee. You know, that's kind of cool. But at the same time, I don't really pay that critical attention. But people like you will. There are people like you who do actually pay attention. So I'm sure you will. You can. I'm not sure that we'll have to go in the game and we'll see what we can see. Yeah. Next thing here, you got your upper, lower, and footwear dies. So cool. Actually, that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna stick with that. Actually, that
looks really
eye
good.
marking looks pretty cool. You probably have a play around. Oh,
it's like war paint.
yeah, exactly. It's quite cool. You can change his armor like that. This is actually this is quite cool here. Let's go with he's a necromancer. He's quite a dark person. So let's get something not too like gay, like purple. Even though purple's my favorite color. Oh, that's a nice like necromancer looking color. Let's go to lower then and give him the same kind of look there. That's kind of cool. Let's change it from green to give it something like that. He looks like something out of a movie now. A little bit like Van Helsing. Footwear.
Just missing the hat.
Yeah, exactly. With footwear, I'm not too fussed really. That's fine the way it is. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go next.
So is that 10 pages worth of character customization at the bottom?
Yeah, it's pretty much so. So we pretty much you choose your first page is choose your race. Your second page, female or male. Third page is professions. Fourth page was just then your whole character, actual physical appearance. Fifth page here shows your background. So it says, a necromancer's closest companion is death. In acknowledgement of this, I mark my face with a symbol of skull. Your trickster demon, or ghostly wraith, and each one of them tells you, trickster demons from the mist finds way to enter our world to tear it apart. I too am destructive force and shall fear me. That's cool. Then you got your skull here. As you can see, it actually like puts a mask on your face, which I think is quite interesting. I respect the traditions of necromancer that have gone before me. I mark my face with a symbol of a skull to remind me that even the greatest die eventually. It's kind of more of a noble thing. And this one actually changes your eye, which is quite cool. Ghostly Wraith. A Wraith is as a creature of energy, and its cunning helps elude its enemies. What you cannot see can kill you. I think the first two are actually. I like that marking. I like the fact
I'd
that.
keep that. Does it
Yeah.
affect your gameplay?
I think so. I think like your background affects your terms of spell. So I think if you go for more for like trickster, you'd be more for destructive enemy, as it says here. With your skull, your spells probably do about the same damage, but like you kind of might have a few different spells. Like you might have something that like this one's skull. You might have some stuff that's kind of like goes towards the necromancer tradition. I'm not 100% sure yet. And Ghostly Wraith, I guess you'd be more in terms of like how can I say it? It's like kind of like you're summoning creatures. Maybe you'd be more powerful in that kind of in that kind of regard. But I'm all about destruction, so I'm gonna go ahead and have this one.
Let's do that.
We'll go to the Trickster Demon, and it says here, trouble may follow me, but I used my something to overcome it. I got charm, dignity, and ferocity. I'm not a big fan of charm, but as you can see, it says I'm charming. No one can resist me, and when I'm at my best, I know just what to say to lighten the mood or bolster courage. That doesn't really sound necromancy, so I'll go with something like dignity. I'm dignified even when up to my ears in mud. That's kind of funny. It's what makes people respect me. A serious, thoughtful demeanor is the route to success. And first is ferocity. I'm ferocious, threatening. Violence gets me further than anything else. I'm natural, though I do try to use my powers of intimidation for good. I like that. We'll go with intimidation. I'm a member of the College of Statics, Dynamics, or Synergetics. That's cool. So it tells you like what kind of school you kind of graduated from. So let's have a statics. Builders and architects make up this College of Statics, and we build to last. Some call us conservatives, but we excel at creating new designs using old materials in innovative ways and expanding the purview of known magics of practical and application.
Someone resourceful, like.
Yeah, by the sounds of it. You got your Dynamics, which is the College of Dynamics, produce gizmo makers extraordinaire. Energy, enthusiasm, boldness are our best qualities. We believe in leveraging and expendables nature of all things. If the prototype explodes, it is an failure unless the lesson goes unlearned. Kind of sounds like more for the engineer thing.
Yeah.
Synergetics. As members of the College of Synergetics, we study how energy, pattern, form, and alchemical fractals propagate. Few beyond our college and understand the philosophical and mystic complexities of our interests. We devoutly research the true nature of eternal alchemy. These two sound a lot like engineers, so this race might point to like a whole bunch of engineers, kind of like the gnomes in World of Warcraft.
Right.
I think we'll go with static, just because like I want to be. It says magic's practical application. Plus we're built to last, so sounds right. My first invention was a Valo Golem, a transmorpheric converter, or an affinity bowl. Again, more engineering stuff. A Val-A Golem. Most golems are powerhouse designated for warfare. They show absolutely no subtlety or originality of design. My golem was compact and efficient, and it had an unparalleled package of features. Revolutionized lab cleanup and a mix of great cocktail too. That's quite cool, having some modern kind of stuff in there. They have transatmospheric converter. I can't even say that. What?
Transatmospheric converter.
Thanks, Bash. What an unmitigated joy to be able to change the weather at my whim. If only the prototype had been more powerful. Nevertheless, the design was cutting edge. My transatmospheric converter was a masterpiece of utter genius. I wish I'd be more funding. They said it was a toy. I was Infinity Bowl. They said it was a toy, a pipe dream, and a waste of resources. They were wrong. My invention predicts the future. So what if it doesn't predict it? What? My invention predicts the future. So what if it doesn't predict it correctly every time? That's irrelevant. Could it give me an advantage? Reply hazy. Ask again.
I'd go with the golem because you're summon stuff, right?
I guess, yeah. I've got a nice picture for wine here with the cocktail. It's quite appropriate. And my first advisor, the one who told me almost everything I know, almost, was Canny. Counselor Canny wasn't just another bureaucrat. She was a political. Okay, these words are really long. She was fond of saying, always bring a witness, preferably an expendable one. You never know what you'll need a scapegoat. That's funny, I like that. Master Blip was known for his redundancies as well as his redundant.
Yeah, I said it twice.
Okay. He often said, your first try should never be your last, especially if it's succeeded. You can always succeed bigger next time. That's quite a cool philosophical thing. Zynga, Mr. Zynga taught me the best form of magic is good old-fashioned luck. She liked to say planning ahead is for ninnies who think they can predict every possible outcome. The future is mutable. Go with the flow. It's quite cool. And you have Bronk. Good old Master Bronk taught me the benefits of superior firepower. He liked to say, when it comes to besting the enemy, there's no such thing as overkill. I like that. I like overkill. Let's go with the overkill guy. And as you can see, when you go do your background and all this stuff, it kind of gives you a little chart here that tells you pretty much a brief summary of your life. So, tells you, though trouble may follow me, I overcome it with ferocity. As you can see, I chose ferocity. I'm a member in good standing with the College of Statics. My first invention was a Valor Golem, and one day my adoring fans will say that I've surpassed even my first advisor, Master Bronk. Necromancer's closest companion is death. In acknowledgement of this, I mark my face with the symbol of Trickster Demon. This is my story.
So does this process, character creation process, change depending on your race and class and all that, or is it the same as we see it now?
It's pretty much what you make is kind of set in stone. As you make it, that's it. That's your background. But the cool thing is the game alters with the way that your background goes. So your spells, your stories, your quests, and all that sort of stuff, they kind of alter. I think that's what Guild Wars are trying to do. They're trying to make it quite a more like not one kind of line of path to just go down to every time. I think like they want to like even if you choose like Asura and you choose a Necromancer, but you can change your background and kind of will change the game, so it could give it some more variety.
Alright.
So I think that's quite cool. And here you can sign it, and we're just going to go, because I know all the names are going to be gone. I know Vino Music is not going to be taken, so that's my logo. Everybody knows that from Counter-Strike Source. And here we go, we have an actual cinematic, but I'm going to skip past it.